Testing, testing, testing. Testing, testing, testing. Perfect. What's going on, team? Just posted the link everywhere. We should be good to go. Gonna give everybody a few minutes here. We'll give everybody 4 minutes. We'll start at exactly 7 p.m. But for the new people joining us, welcome to tonight's isolation session market breakdown for October 30th, 2024. Hope you guys first and foremost had a great trading day today. Hope everybody had a good day. Again, for the new people joining us, we're gonna be doing tonight's session. We're gonna go over the daily time frame. Talk about where we're at in the overall market makers pattern. Update our daily highs, daily lows if we need to. Update our 4-hour time frame. Update our 4-hour highs, 4-hour lows if we need to. See if we have any continuations for this week, and then update our 30-minute highs and 30-minute lows and see if we have any continuations for the day. Again, we're not going to be taking any trades in this session. This session is strictly us just updating our charts and getting ready for tomorrow morning's trading session that we have. And yeah, once again, we do these daily live streams every single day, Monday through Thursday, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern time. We do the live trading session from 6 to 10:30 a.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday. And then on Sunday, we do the weekly market breakdown at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So once again, if you guys want to join the Discord, the link for the Discord will be posted in the chat. It's also in the description below. And we also do free one-on-one sessions, guys. So make sure you guys join. If you guys are interested in that, go ahead and join us. Again, just gonna give everybody a few minutes here to join. We'll give everybody till 7 p.m. exactly, and then we'll get started. Shouldn't be too long of a class. Shouldn't be too long of a session tonight. Once again, personally, I'm not really looking to really take any trades up until pretty much next week, the end of next week, once the elections are done with here in the United States. A lot of manipulation going on, a lot of crazy movements are going on. So I'm not really that anxious, or I'm not really looking for positions at this point. I'm pretty much just waiting for the market to kind of settle down and give us really nice price action to then continue to trade. Has there been really good trades? Absolutely, as we've seen it in the chat this week and last week. There has been really good trades. However, I've learned throughout the years, especially already trading through an election year once, it's very easy to get caught in these trap moves, right? So I'm just gonna take it easy myself. I'm not really looking for anything too crazy. I took one trade this week. We'll talk about that as well. It was a little US30 trade. We'll talk about it. We've talked about it a little bit. I saw it on this week's weekly market breakdown that we did, but we'll touch up on it a little bit now in this stream. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Alright, guys, any questions throughout this session, just let me know. Anything you guys want me to go over, any pairs you guys want me to go over in specific, whether or not they're on our list, let me know. The pairs we're going to be going over are the ones that you see with the red folder next to their name. starting off with AUDUSD, finishing off with US oil. We're going to be going over AU, EA, ECAD EU, GA, GCAD, GJ, GU, US30, USDCAD, USD ZAR, gold, Bitcoin, and US oil. But once again, any questions on any pair, just let me know. So AU, we know we're in A2. We're in the second zone of consolidation, looking for that third and final push to the bottom. Right, we know we don't have any continuations here in the daily time frame. We have 2 months of counter rise this month. Right, price started making our downtrend push to the bottom. In the 4-hour time frame, we had 3 weeks of drop. On the third week, price opened with a gap in the market, reset the trend, and then last week price gave us another week of drop. This week we could see that we still have that continuation, lower lows and lower highs the entire time. Right, so we have nothing really here to update in the 4-hour time frame. Our 4-hour low is the only thing we're gonna have to just move. Right, we still know that we're trading. At one point we were trading higher high, higher low, higher high, and then price came down and gave us a little change of character, lower low. So we know that we're trading between this 4-hour low over here, right, and this 4-hour high up here still. And in the 30-minute time frame, price gave us 2 days of drop. Yesterday price gave us a third day of drop, right? So let's update this real quick. Gave us a nice little 372, nice continuation to the bottom. And we know we had lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And then price gave us a change of character, higher high. So we know that we're trading between this 30-minute low down here and this 30-minute high up here. And then for today, price gave us, after 3 days of drop, we know that price is going to either consolidate or give us a day of rise. And price ended up giving us a day of rise. So price again is moving exactly how it needs to move, guys. Nothing new. These rules are always being set up for us. So right now, no continuations. We just had a change of character, right? We just made a lower low. I'm looking for a pullback to the top side to then continue. This is also a pair where, again, I am still expecting price to come back up to these highs so we could fill this gap up before we could continue to push back down to the bottom. So AU is definitely one to keep an eye on. But we'll keep going, right? I'm looking for the easy trades coming up to this week. I'm looking for continuations, whether the continuations in the daily time frame or the 4-hour time frame or the 30-minute. EA, we're in V2, we're in the second zone of consolidation, looking for that third and final push to the top side. We know that we were at the low of consolidation. This is our safety trade. This is where we want to start looking for price to continue the push to the top side. We know that in the 4-hour time frame, last week price gave us a week of rise. This week looks like price wants to give us that second push, which is perfect. We already know if this is one that gives us the second week push to the top side, then next week we'll definitely start looking for a continuation to continue the push to the top side. 30-minute time frame, we know we're trading between this 30-minute high up here, right? And then let's take a step back. In the 30-minute, we know we had low, high, low, high, higher low, higher high, right? So we know that at one point we're trading between this 30-minute low down here, which price never broke and never came under, and these 30-minute highs. Then these 30-minute highs broke, right? Gave us this 30-minute low. Did we ever get a significant pullback so we could say higher high, higher low, right? Not really. We had a little small pullback here where price gave us higher high, higher low, higher high to where we're at now, right? Higher low to these highs, right? So at this point, I am going to say that we're trading between this 30-minute low down here, right? This higher low, and these higher highs up here. And we can see that price is still continuing to push to the top side. We have no pullbacks as of yet. Price still, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and today is the 6th day where price has given us a push to the top side. Give me 1 second. So right now I'm just gonna take a step back. Right, again, I'll be looking for a pullback on EA before I can continue to push to the top side. This is looking good though. EA is definitely gonna be one on my watch list to continue to look for continuations to the top side. Mr. Albert, welcome to the stream, my brother. Welcome to the class. Let's keep it going. ECAD. Daily time frame, we're at the top of the zone of consolidation in V1, looking for that second push to the top side. And once again, this is doing exactly what we talked about, guys. right? We were either going to see price respect these lows and then continue to push to the top side, or we were going to see price break these lows and continue going low, right? We know that we have a gap here at the bottom of the market, which we know that is there in the 30-minute time frame. We have no continuations in the 4-hour. Again, price rejected lows, went high, went low, went high, went low, went high, went low, right? Went back to the top, went back to the bottom, rejected the lows, went back to the highs. No continuations in the 4-hour time frame, but this is looking good. Right, let's also take a look here in the 4-hour time frame. We have an engulfing candle over here. Could we be expecting price to give us a pullback down into these lows? Absolutely. So we can mark this as a 4-hour engulfing candle. And in the 30-minute time frame, price gave us a change of character. Right, gave us the break, higher high, higher low, higher high gave us an inducement of the low, right? And then price continued, gave us the push, and we could see that price continued higher high. I'm not going to mark this as higher high, higher low, higher high. All of this is part of the same trend, right? So we're going to mark this as our 30-minute low over here. We're going to mark this as our 30-minute high over here. Going to put all of this part of the same trend. So we know we're trading between this 30-minute high, these 30-minute lows, and we have 3 days of rise. After 3 days of rise, market must chop, right, move sideways or go down. So I'll be looking for a pullback on EURCAD before we could continue that trend back to the top side. Ilya, Mr. Ilya, welcome to the stream. Appreciate you being in here. Again, guys, any questions, let me know. Any other pairs you guys want me to go over, let me know. And I will be more than happy to do that for you guys. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Give me 2 minutes real quick. Right, we already did EURCAD. Let's do EU real quick. Let me sit here. Again, guys, any questions, just let me know. Give me 1 second before we could continue. Any questions, just let me know, guys. Alright, sorry about that, guys. So EU, we know we're in V1. We're in the first zone of consolidation, looking for that second push to the top side. Right, we know we had 3 months of rise on the 3rd month. Price gave us a rise no net, gave us a very steep pullback. So once again, kind of already had the notion that we already knew price wasn't going to continue to push to the top side. Right, we were at the top of the zone of consolidation. Price rejected these highs once again. Could you please write the names of your indicators in the comment box? You once told me, I forgot the name. Well, which indicator? The only indicators that I use is the EMAs, right? The ones where I have the EMAs, which is this one, the SMA by KGS. It's right here, right? Or we could do it this way, right? The only one I use is this one, the SMA by KGS, right? And the ADR, which is, you know, the average daily range. This one right here. If you need me to write it in the comments, I got you, no worries. So EU, we know that again, we rejected the highs, right? Once we rejected these highs and price started going low, we already knew, okay, cool. We'll start looking for price to give us the internal push to the top side to let us know that price is going to continue to push to the top side. And right now we don't have that yet, right? We could still see price giving us lower lows and lower highs. Once we get into the 30-minute, right, we had lower low, lower high, lower low. Price still hasn't broken these lows. Price broke these highs? No, not yet. Right, we're still trading between the same 30-minute high and this 30-minute low over here. And price gave us a day of rise, no continuation just yet. We know we're on the 800 EMA. We're still trading between the previous lower low and lower highs. So I'm not going to be looking for any trades on EU until we start getting a change of character and break of structure. Once we get that change, once we get that break of structure, that's when I'll start hopping back onto these trades. Thanks, I got it. Alright, my brother, no problem. With GA, we know that we are in V2. We're in the second zone of consolidation, looking for that third and final push to the top side. Right, this is that one pair as well that we know we still have a gap at the bottom of the market. We're at the top of the zone of consolidation, still looking for price to give us that break above to then look for continuation. What I would love to see on GA, just like the other pairs that have gaps in their opposite side, I would love for price to fill these gaps up first and then start their pushes. However, we understand that price could do either or. It could either give us the push first and then give us the pullback to fill in the gaps, or it could fill the gaps first and then continue the trend. Right, we know we had 3 weeks of rise. This week, price just continued. It continued the trend, right? We continued making higher highs and higher lows. We know that we opened this week with a gap, with a gap in the market. Again, a gap in the market resets the trend, just like on the second week of rise. The second week of rise, price opened with a gap, reset the trend, and we just continued. So at this moment, again, is nothing far-fetched. We know that price could continue the push to the top side. Same thing here in the 30-minute time frame. We had a day of rise, 2 days of rise, 3 days of rise. Right, at the end of the third day going into the fourth day, what happened? There was a gap in the market, reset the trend. Perfect. We had a 1 day of rise, 2 days of rise, and then today, what did price do? It gave us another third day push to the top side and finished on a day of drop. So again, these prices are pushing exactly how they need to push, right? It's nothing out of the ordinary. However, we understand that there's going to be a lot of manipulation going on in the markets, especially this week, especially next week. This year alone, we've had a lot of manipulation going on. So once again, if there's nothing too simple to trade, guys, I'm not going to be trading it. It's really that easy. If I don't see any continuations, if I'm in an uptrend and I'm at the top of the zone consolidation, very similar to USDCAD, for example, I'm just going to wait for the break of structures. Once we get the break of structure, that's when I'll start trading again. Right? And we know that we're still trading between the previous higher high and higher low that we've had since last week. So right now we'll wait for this one to give us a move. Does it mean EURUSD is in consolidation in the 30-minute time frame? Let's take a look. Right? No. Right? In the 30-minute time frame, we're trading this trend over here. Lower low, lower high, lower low, right? And we're doing this on the lower high, right? Right now, well, we'll say this as well, right? What does a consolidation look like? What does a break, or what does a trend look like? What does a consolidation look like? Right? Consolidation is when price is moving sideways, right? When price is moving sideways. Could we see that on EURUSD? No. Right? EURUSD is still trending within this high and this low, but is not in a zone of consolidation. Right? What does a 30-minute zone of consolidation look like? And I'll show you one here on EURUSD. Right? Would be something like this. Right? Where price is moving sideways. Right? Compare price moving up, right, to then price moving sideways. Right? Compare then price moving down, right? You see the entire time price is just moving down the entire time, right? And then here, price is just giving us a lower high. But instead of it being a simple just lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, it's giving us a steeper lower high. But it's not really consolidating. Now, when can this turn into a zone of consolidation, right? Because this is also very important to understand, which is, or not even understand, but being able to visualize it, right? At this point, we already know price. We're trading between this high and this low, right? Let's keep it simple. If price rejects these highs and price goes back down and price rejects these lows the same way we already did twice, then we know, okay, this is going to be just a little 30-minute zone of consolidation where we're going to move sideways, right? But right now, Euro USD, we can't say this is a zone of consolidation because we could still see the trend. We could still see price following the trend. But again, if price decides to reject these highs and go back short, and then it goes back short and rejects the lows and goes back up, then we could sit here and say, yeah, we're in a zone of consolidation. But right now, it's a little bit, we're still seeing the trend, right? So we can't really say that it's a zone of consolidation just yet. But we could treat this zone the same exact way, right? Meaning, at this point, right, we understand that we're still seeing lower lows and lower highs. In order for us to look for buys, what do we need to see? We need to see price break these highs to then continue, right? Or vice versa. Price is going to break these lows to then continue going short. But then the question is, oh, but what if, I don't trade going counter. I don't trade against the overall trend, so I wouldn't be looking for these shorts. But I'm just kind of giving you more of an example of what could happen, right? Same thing in these highs. There's going to be people who are going to be looking for something like this to then continue that downtrend push, right? Give them a double top, give them a break to then continue, right? A rejection of the highs followed by a double top. It's pretty simple, right? So right now for Euro USD, once again, just keeping it simple. Do we have any continuations? No. That's number one. Are we downtrending or are we uptrending? Are we against the trend or are we with the trend? Right now we're downtrending, we're against the trend. Every single time frame is still down, so I'm not going to really be looking for any trades on Euro USD just yet. Now, once price starts giving me higher highs and higher lows, once we get that change of character and break of structure, that's when I'll start looking for a trade. Once we get a 372, I'll start looking for a trade on that as well. Right, so GA, we did GA. We know we're still looking for price to fill those gaps in. And once again, a lot of these pairs, guys, I'm not even trading them. I'm waiting for a pullback. I'm waiting for price to give us the push that we're looking for to then continue the push to the top side. Give me 1 second, guys. Thanks for the explanation, brother. No problem, brother. Alright, my bad. I'm back. Alright, so GCAD, we know we're in V1. Well, what I was saying before I got rudely interrupted, I'm sorry, right? I like to keep these streams super simple, right? The pairs that I'm not really trading, I'm not even going to give deep explanations, right? Just taking a look at GCAD, and I'll give you guys my reasoning, right? Just taking a look at GCAD. Where are we trading, right? Yes, we know we're in V1, right? We already left V1. Again, V1 is the first zone of consolidation. We already broke above the zone of consolidation. We know we're in the second push to the top side of it. We're in the second level. But where are we in the trend? We're all the way at the top, right? Again, if we're trading a trend, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. right? When we're looking to buy into a pair, when we're looking to buy into a position, do we want to buy in the higher high or do we want to buy in the higher low, right? We want to buy in a higher low. Right now, where are we? We're in a higher high, right? So what am I going to be looking for on GCAD before I could even enter a trade? I need to see a pullback. Once I get a pullback, this is when I'll start taking a trade to continue the push to the top side. But right now, where are we? We're at the top of the daily high. We're in a higher high. We're at the highest point right now in the second level. We still really haven't gotten a pullback. Once we got the break of structure, did we get a significant pullback? Technically, not really, right? These are just little trends that are happening in the lower time frames, which you guys will see that now, right? So right now, what I'm looking for on GCAD is very simple. I'm looking for a pullback. Before I could take a trade, I'm looking for that pullback. Once we get that pullback, that's when I'll start taking a trade, right? So for a lot of these pairs, once again, that's going to be the common theme. The last, I'm gonna say, month and a half, it's pretty much been like that for a lot of pairs. We've just been either in a zone of consolidation, or we've been trading against the trend, or we're just looking for a pullback to happen before we could continue to take trades, right? Right now, we know that we've been in these highs pretty much for the last 4 weeks, right? Again, for the last month and a half, we've been trading in these highs the entire time. Where price rejects the highs, goes short. Rejects the highs, goes back down to the middle, right? We're back here at these highs, and look what price is doing. Again, rejecting the highs, giving us exhaustion candles, right? And then going back down to the bottom. So once again, I'm not going to be taking any positions in these highs because once again, you might think, oh, we have a change of character, we have a break of structure, let's continue, right? How many people do you think took these trades, right? Especially these trades, right? And then what happened? You think that, oh, price is going to continue, and what happens? It goes right back down to the bottom, right? These are trades where if you're not looking at ADR, which again, 99% of traders do not even know what an ADR is. If you're not looking at ADR, if you're not looking at STP, you think you're good, and then boom, price goes right back down to the bottom and hits your stop loss, right? Just reverses back on you, right? We also know that we already had 3 days of rise. On the third day, we had a rise no net. Price gave us a beautiful fourth day push to the top side. And then today, what did price do? It went right back down to the bottom, right? Gave us higher high, higher low. At this point, do we say this is higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low? We could say that, right? So that's how I'm just going to mark it. We're going to mark this as a 30-minute high over here. And we're going to mark this as our 30-minute low over here. And at this point, we don't really have a set low, but I'm just going to use this entire zone here. And once again, if I'm going to be looking at a pair, I'm not going to be looking at a pair that I'm not going to be trading. So I'm not going to do any markups on these pairs that don't really give us a nice structure. Sorry, I just have so many people in my house today, so it's like, yo, doors are opening and closing, and I'm just losing my thought process. It's crazy. So yeah, anyway, so like back to what I was saying, if I'm not gonna be looking at a pair, for example, like GCAD, like GBPJPY, like gold, for example, I'm not gonna do any crazy explanations as to why or why not I'm looking for a trade. I'm just gonna go through them. I'll update our 4 hour, I'll update our highs and lows. We'll talk about the trend, but I'm not gonna be giving any explanations for entries when it comes through that. So again, GBPJPY, we're in peak high territory, right? We're in the highest point in the market. The daily time frame, we're still up. Daily time frame, we're still trading higher high, higher low, higher high, right? And then this little higher low that we have here. Internally, once we go now into the 4 hour time frame, in the 4 hour time frame, we can see that price is giving us lower lows and lower highs, right? We know that in the 4 hour time frame, we were trading lower low, lower high, and price all the way down here to the low gave us a lower low. Now here at these highs, we can see that price finally went up to these highs and gave us a break, right? It did give us a 4 hour change of character. So let's mark that up, right? In the 4 hour time frame, once again, we had these highs up here. Gave us a little change of character, right? We'll mark this as a 4 hour change of character. And we know that we're still now trading between this 4-hour low and these 4-hour highs up here. So this 4-hour high here, I'm gonna mark up this entire zone from here to here. Right, we know that we have a week of rise last week. This week, price opened with a gap in the market. So once again, before I could even consider taking a trade going long, I need to see price come down and fill these gaps. Right, and in the 30-minute time frame, we're still trading between the same 30-minute high and 30-minute low. Nothing internally. This is all just internal, 5-minute, 1-minute structure. But we have this gap here at the bottom of the market. So once again, I'm not going to be really looking to take any trades until we fill that gap up that's here at the bottom of the market. Once we fill this gap up, this is where I'll be looking to take a trade again. Whenever we fill these gaps up down here. Before that, I'm good. Before that, we'll wait for the opportunity and just roll with it. So nothing really here for me on GJ. GU, let's take a look. We were looking for, from the last session that I did, we were looking for a pullback, right, to the 200 EMA. Did we get that pullback? Not yet. Right, once again, GU, we know that we were in V1, right? We were in the first zone of consolidation looking for that break of structure of the top. Did we get the break? Yes. Perfect. Not only did we get the break, but we're getting the pullback. Now the pullback, once again, in level 2, we're looking for the pullback to be on the 200 EMA. And that's exactly what we're reaching right now. So right now for GU, I'm still waiting for a steeper pullback. We can see that we're still making lower lows and lower highs. So again, no pressure, right? I'm not in a rush to get into any of these trades, right? Yes, even though, we had a change of character, we had a break of structure, yes. But what do we have? We had the 800 EMA. We know in the higher time frame, right, in the daily and the 4-hour time frame, price was still giving us lower lows and lower highs. So we understood that this little change of character break of structure that we had was just a pullback. Right, and again, we had lower low, lower high, lower low. What are we looking for? We're looking for a lower high. Right, so right now for GU, just taking it easy. I'm not looking for any trades. I'm not looking for anything too crazy. I'm waiting for a pullback. Once we finalize this pullback, once price reaches that 200 EMA on the daily time frame, right? Once price reaches these lows and then we start seeing higher highs and higher lows, that's when I'll start taking a trade. Right, but as of right now, I'm not even gonna entertain it. Right, this is how simple I keep my trading, guys. If price isn't following my rules, I'm not gonna be trading them. Right, even looking at this, our 30-minute highs and 30-minute lows. Right, we had higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Right, do we mark this as higher high, lower low, higher high? Right, or do we say that this is high, lower low, and then again higher high? It just looks crazy. Right. To answer, not even to answer your question, but to show you another example, Albert, right? I think, was it you that asked that question about EURUSD and consolidation? Yeah, right. Would you say that GU is in a little zone of consolidation? Right. Would you say that we're pretty much trading within the zone consolidation? Right. We've rejected the highs, went lows, rejected the lows, right? Went back to the highs, rejected the highs, went low. Right, went back up to the highs. We're in a little zone where price is just going back and forth. It's ping-ponging between the tops and the bottoms the entire time. Right, so at this moment, we're just going to mark this as this 30-minute low and 30-minute high. And again, I'm not going to go too crazy into these details. Right, we'll leave that for the weekly market breakdown when we go over the sessions and we go over price action. So we know we're trading between this 30-minute low down here and these 30-minute highs up here. US30, going to the daily time frame, very similar to GJ, very similar to gold. We're in peak high territory. We're in the highest point in the market. Right, we're in the highest point in the market and we're still making higher highs and higher lows. Right, we had higher high, higher low, higher high. What are we doing now? A pullback. Could this be a higher low to continue into a higher high? Absolutely. Right, daily time frame, we know that we're still in the highest point in the market and we're still uptrending. In the 4-hour time frame, we still know we're still in the highest point in the market and we're still uptrending. We had higher high, higher low, higher high, and then price pulled down and gave us a higher low, and we're still in that higher low. Right? We had 3 weeks of rise. On the third week, gave us a rise drop. The drop that we had at towards the end, the pullback that we had was super steep, so we already understood that the probability of price giving us a 4th week variation to continue the push to the top side was very slim. Right? Now the 30-minute time frame is telling us what? Lower lows and lower highs. But again, we understand that the 30-minute lower lows and lower highs that we have was just a pullback from the higher time frame, higher high going into the higher low. So once again, the daily time frame and the 4-hour time frame, we're making higher highs and higher lows, right? And we're here. In the 30-minute time frame, what we're trading, what we see right now, these lower lows and lower highs, is just a pullback, right? Lower lows and lower highs, that's making up the higher low, right? This is what we're seeing in the 30-minute time frame. So now, at this moment, what are we looking for? We're either going to be looking for price to now continue the push to the top side, start looking for trades going long, or we're going to be waiting for price to reach these lows down here, which is going to be the 4-hour lows down here, and this is where price is going to give us that change of character to continue the push down to the bottom, right? So right now for US30, that's what we're waiting for, right? There was an entry that I took. You guys can see that on the Discord. There was a short entry that I took. Now, I talk about this almost every single stream where we talk about, you know, high probability versus low probability and how you could treat those trades, right? Give me 1 second. I just completely... Did I turn the stream off? Can you guys hear me? I'm lost. Oh, we're good now. We're good. The chat just went away for a second. So we could say it's just rejecting highs and lows. Exactly. Right? When we're looking at if you were talking about the last pair that we did, yes. Right? For GU, price right now is just rejecting highs, rejecting lows. Damn, the chat just went away for a second, so I don't know what that question, what pair I was on. Everything just kind of went dark here. Let me know what pair you were talking about. Let me see. Right, so right now for US30, right, so to talk about the entry that I took, the short entry, and why I took it, right? First and foremost, let's go back to the high probability and low probability. It was yeah, it was GU. Okay, yeah. Right now that's what GU is doing, is just rejecting highs and rejecting lows at this moment. Could you trade low probabilities and high probabilities? Yes. The only difference, and the biggest difference, right, what really kills a trader is when you have to babysit a trade versus when you know you could just place a position, place your take profit, place your stop loss, and just go away from your charts. When you're trading a high probable setup, you could do that. You could place your take profit, you could place your stop loss, and you're good to go, right? You know you don't have to babysit a trade. Now, if you're trading a very low probability trade, you know that those are going to be the pairs that you have to babysit. You have to sit there. You have to continue to look and monitor the pair to see where price is going to go, right? Is price going to reject lows? Is it going to reject highs? I took the trade, right, Monday evening going into Tuesday's market open, right? There was a gap in the market, 15-minute time frame. We filled up the gap. We continued to push down to the bottom. Price missed STP. As you can see, TP number 1 is STP. It missed it by what? 10 pips, if that, here on US30. Right? If I wasn't babysitting this trade, what would have happened? Price would have went. Yeah, I would have been in drawdown. My stop loss was a little bit higher. Right? But regardless, I would have been in, you know, I would have left all this money on the table and price would have went right back to the top. Right? So it's one of those situations where I don't even want to give a reason, because again, I don't want to confuse you guys, even though I do talk about this almost every single stream that I do here on the channel. However, it's one of those situations where I would much rather just show you guys what the high probability trades and the setups look like. That way you guys could start looking for those on the chart, right? And again, daily time frame. We'll keep it simple, right? Just keep it simple. Daily time frame. What are we doing? Higher highs and higher lows. 4-hour time frame. What are we doing? Higher highs and higher lows. So if you know that the daily time frame is uptrending, and you know that the 4-hour time frame is uptrending, what do you think is going to happen in the 30-minute time frame? Would you be looking for price to, are you looking for buys or are you looking for sells? Right? Should be looking for those buys. Every single time frame is up. So you already understand, like, okay, why am I looking for sells? Now, if you look for sells and your stop losses are hit when price is still uptrending, you no longer could tell yourself, which 99% of traders will tell you, oh, it's just a game of probabilities. Well, yes, it is a game of probabilities. You know what the probable side of the trade is because you're seeing it on the chart. You're seeing the lower lows and the lower highs. You're seeing the higher highs and the higher lows. You know the overall direction of the trend. It's not like you're just closing your eyes and then pressing buy or sell, right? You know exactly where you're trading, the trend, the direction of the market. You know what you're looking for. So why are you putting yourself in a situation where you have to sit on your screen for 12 hours until price goes into your direction, right? Or vice versa. You'll probably be in drawdown for a few hours, right? There's no point. So this is why, again, you guys see me with the earlier trades. I'm not even going to give a full explanation because I'm not trading it, because one time frame is telling me one thing while the other time frame is telling me something else, right? There's just no point, right? So just keeping it simple, right? US30, I'm not going to trade it until I see the direction of the trade. Once I see that the higher time frames is doing the same thing as the lower time frames, that's when I'll start trading it. Once we can see the direction is crystal clear, that's when I'll start taking a trade. So right now, just going to take it easy, right? We have 2 days of drop, counter, again, because we're still uptrending. So I'm just going to take it easy with US30. Right, not going to do nothing too crazy. We'll just update this and we'll leave it like this. And we'll wait this out. We'll take another look at this in the morning. USDCAD is another pair, very similar. Right, we're at the top of the zone of consolidation in V2. We're in the second zone of consolidation. Where are we in these highs? Look how many times price has rejected these highs. Every single time. So am I going to be looking for entries here at the highs when I know this is where price has rejected 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different times in the past since 2022? There's no way. What am I going to be looking for? I'm going to be looking for price to give me the break of the top of the zone of consolidation, the retest. Once we get the retest, that's when I'll start looking to take a trade. Right, so right now for USD CAD, again, I'm just going to update our 4-hour highs. Do we need to update our 4-hour highs? We do. Right, we finally got a break of the 4-hour high. We had the break here. Let's go ahead and move this, right? We had the break here, perfect. So from here to here, we're still trading between this 4-hour low and our 4-hour high is up here. So we know that we are now trading between this 4-hour high up here. And in the 30-minute time frame, we had higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then price gave us a change of character, lower low down here. Which technically speaking, could we say that all of this is part of the same trend, higher high, higher low, higher high? We could say that, right? Instead of saying that we're trading higher high, higher low, higher high, and then lower low, right? But let's update this too. I haven't updated this from yesterday. So we have a day of rise, which was yesterday. Have a fourth bullish candle. And then we have a day of drop for today. Price went down today. No continuations once again. Just waiting this one out. Alright, and I know that we're trading again. I'm gonna say that we're trading between this 30-minute high up here and these 30-minute lows down here. We'll wait it out. That's all we could do. USD ZAR goes back to what you were saying earlier, Mr. Albert. Could we say that we're in a zone of consolidation on USDZAR? Absolutely. This is where price has just been moving sideways for the last couple days now. Start from the daily, right? The daily time frame, we know we're in V2. We're in the second zone of consolidation, looking for that third and final push to the top side. We're at the bottom of the zone of consolidation, but what is price doing? We're still making lower lows and lower highs. We can see that in the daily. We can see that in the 4 hour, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? 30-minute time frame, what is no continuations either, right? In the 30-minute time frame, what are we doing? We know we had higher high, higher low, higher high, so we know that we're still trading between this 30-minute high and 30-minute low. But then what has price been doing in the last 5 days, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? In the last 5 days, price has just been moving sideways. So at this moment, we have no continuations. Price has just been moving sideways. We have 2 days where price has been moving sideways. Specifically, we had 2 days of no net. So right now, there's no continuations. I'm just gonna wait it out. What am I waiting for? I'm either waiting for price to break above the highs to then continue, right? I'll be looking for 2 days of rise continuations to then continue, or we'll be looking for price to just continue that higher time frame trend, which is the lower lows and the lower highs. Which again, we're still trading within that zone, right? We had low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Right? Could this be again the lower high to then continue into the lower low? Absolutely. And that confirmation is going to happen in the 30-minute time frame once again, once we see what price does here in the 30-minute time frame. If price breaks below these lows, then we know it's just going to continue that lower low, lower high. If price breaks above these highs, then we'll be looking for those continuations to continue the push to the top side. Gold, again, this is going to be another pair where I'm just going to skip through it. I'm not even looking to trade this, but I just want to keep it updated. We know that we're still trading. We're in the higher high. We're in the highest point in the market. We're literally trading in the higher high for gold, right? We know that we're trading higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Right, so we know that we're trading between this higher low over here. Our higher high is all the way up here in the 4-hour time frame. Right, and in the 30-minute time frame, once again, higher high, higher low, higher high. We had a little inducement of the low here with a change of character, and then price went up and gave us another higher high. So we know that we're trading now between this 30-minute high up here. As you can see, I haven't even updated this chart. I haven't really been paying attention to gold. I've just been letting it move. Again, a lot of manipulation, guys. A lot of things going on worldwide. I'm not looking to get into any of these pairs. I'm just waiting it out. You know, I'll let what I always say, right? I'll let the professionals trade this. You know, the people who want to make quick money, you know, it is what it is. We're not gonna bash nobody. Right? There's a lot of people eating good off of gold, especially these last couple weeks, especially these last couple months actually. Right? So we know that we're trading between the same 30-minute low and this higher high over here. So right now, just taking it easy. We have a gap here at the bottom of the market once again. We already know that price is going to have to come down and fill those gaps up. Once we get those continuations, once we get the confirmation that price is going to start downtrending, that's when we'll start taking a trade. If price continues trending up, it's all good. I'm not going to be looking to take any trades until we fill this gap up. Once we fill this gap up, very similar to the other Forex pairs that we've been looking at, then I'll start looking to take a trade. Right? Bitcoin, beautiful, 72. Right? We already knew we were in V2. We're in the second zone of consolidation, looking for that third and final push to the top side. This is a very beautiful trade. Right? Very beautiful pair. Right, daily time frame, we know we're uptrending. We had a daily engulfing candle. Price gave us an internal higher high and higher low to continue to that push to the top side. In the 4-hour time frame, we had 3 weeks of rise. On the third week, gave us a rise drop. We already knew. Again, this 4th week variation that pushed to the top side is very beautiful. Right, not only that, we know that we were trading lower low, lower high, lower low. Right, and what did price do? It finally gave us a change of character, higher high, and it gave us that push in the beginning of this week. So let's update this real quick. We had a change of character to the top side. 4-hour change of character. So we know that we're trading between this 4-hour low down here, and now we're trading between this 4-hour high at the top. So over here. My box just disappeared. What happened? All good? Oh no, I see it. It just, for some reason, just went all the way down here. That's crazy. Okay. 4-hour high over here. And again, we're pretty much trading in the highest point for Bitcoin, so I'm not gonna be looking for anything too serious as of yet, or I'll be looking for a pullback before anything else. But we know we're trading between this 30-minute high up here and these 30-minute lows down here. So once again, what am I looking for? I'm looking for a pullback. We had 3 days of rise, 4 days of rise, and then today price, we still have another 15 minutes before the market closes, but we can see that it's going to be a known net, right? Price is just moving sideways. So this is looking good. We're either going to be looking for price to give us a pullback, or this is where we're going to be looking for price to give us what we would see as a lot of traders would see this as a bullish flag post pattern, right? To then continue the push to the top side. So Bitcoin, we're definitely going to keep an eye on it. This is going to be a very interesting pair. And last but not least, guys, oil. Once again, let me know if you guys have any other questions, any other pairs you guys want me to go over. If not, once we finish with this one, we'll be done for the night. We'll be back again tomorrow morning and tomorrow evening for the live trading session in the morning and the isolation session from 7 to 8 p.m. So oil, we're in A1. We're in the first zone of consolidation, looking for that second push to the bottom. Right, we know that we're at the bottom of the zone of consolidation. Not the best spot to look for a trade, especially not when you're going short. But let's take a look if we have any continuations in the 4-hour. We had a weaker rise last week. This week, price just continued. Right, so no continuations. And in the 30-minute time frame, we know we had a little zone of consolidation. We had inducements of the highs, and then price gave us the break of the low. Right, once we got the break, what are we looking for? We're looking for a pullback to then continue the push to the bottom. So right now, what are we looking for? We're looking for price to give us a pullback, and then once we get that pullback, once we get the retest, that's when we'll start looking for price to continue that downtrend push. And we know we had lower low, lower high, lower low, and then price gave us a change of character, higher high. So we know we have a change of character here. Changes to blue. Right, we know that we're trading between this 30-minute low down here. We're trading between this 30-minute high over here. Is there a way to identify gaps easily? They sometimes look small to see. There really is no other way, right? There really is no other way. The only way you're really able to see gaps, and again, gaps, I'll say this, gaps could happen anywhere in the chart, right? Realistically speaking, gaps could happen at any point in the market. However, you know, all you got to do is just zoom in, right? You know, we're looking at gold. We have a gap here, right? And it's just at the market open, right? This is, as soon as the market's open, 99% of the time, gaps will happen at the start of the market open. So if you go to the 30-minute time frame, right, and you just go look at the market open, right? So for gold, market's open at 6 p.m. Eastern time, right? We know that we had a gap here. We know that we had a gap here. All you got to do is just zoom in. The easiest way to do it is just wait for the market open. So for pairs like gold, oil, US30, right, indexes, commodities, you know, wait for the market to open. Once 6 p.m. hits, if that candle for 6 p.m. opens with a gap, you already know, okay, boom, you have a gap here. Right? All you got to do is just zoom in. There is really no, you know, I mean, this isn't anything difficult, right? You're just looking for the candle to open. You know what I'm saying? There is no other. There really is no other way to look for gaps. They're just there. You just have to zoom in. You know, if you want to zoom in, you can. You know, stretch the market out a little bit, you can. But it's very simple. right? For example, Sunday, Monday. Markets open at Sunday at 6 p.m., right? What happened? As soon as the markets open, boom, it left with a gap. So you already know, okay, boom, we have a gap here at the top side. All right, that's pretty much it. It's not rocket science. You know what I mean? Same thing with every other pair, right? If you go look at US30, right? US30, what happened on Sunday, Monday, right? Price opened at 6 p.m. on Sunday, and what happened? It left a gap in the market, and that's it. You just gotta zoom in a little bit. If that's what you gotta do, you just zoom in a little bit and just look for the gaps, right? Same thing for down here, right? I always mark the gaps as soon as they happen. So for example, I've had this gap marked since September, right? And the same thing, right? It's a smaller gap, is a way smaller gap than the one that happened this week, but it's the exact same thing, right? 6 p.m. open, markets open at 6 p.m. What happened? It opened with a gap, so I just mark it up with the horizontal line over here, the ray, the horizontal ray. I put a gap, I mark it up so I know exactly where price has to come down to or has to go up to fill those gaps. So there's really no I mean, I don't know if there's any indicators. I haven't seen it, so I will say again, this isn't really something you need an indicator. You don't really need to add an indicator into your charts to look for gaps or anything like that. Like literally just as soon as the market's open, 5 p.m. for the regular Forex pairs, 6 p.m. for the commodities and indexes. If you see that price opens with a gap, you add a horizontal ray or a horizontal line, whatever you feel most comfortable using, and you just line it up there with the gap. Okay, brother, thank you. No problem, no problem. But that's pretty much it for tonight, guys. Any questions, let me know. Once again, for me personally, I'm not really looking to trade anything until pretty much next week. Um, am I still looking at my charts? Yes, absolutely. I look at my charts every single day. I update them every single day. However, placing trades and getting in and out of trades, I only do it with pairs and on the days where I'm 100% certain that I'm comfortable taking a trade. And again, these last couple weeks, there's been maybe 1 to 2 trades that I've taken, and that's it. Other than that, I've just been waiting, sitting on my hands. Again, GU is a pair I've been waiting for the last maybe 2-3 weeks already. Just looking for price to fill, or looking for price to give us a pullback into the 200 EMA, right? It gave us the break of structure that we're looking for. After the break, we're looking for a pullback, and right now we're getting that pullback. So once again, I'm not really too crazy into looking for entries at this moment. So that's pretty much it for me today, guys. Any questions, again, let me know. I'll give you guys another minute here on stream to let me know. If no questions, then we'll be done for the night. We'll be back again tomorrow. Hope you guys have a good rest of your night.